What's up, fighting fans? Tibz from the Fight IQ channel. Today we're coming back for another episode of the Fight IQ show. We're back for a preview. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. And I'm gonna preview the main card of the UFC London that will take place this coming weekend. We'll go through the 6 matchups, tell you what to keep an eye on, and give you some predictions. So let's get ready to rumble! First fight on the main card, Nathaniel Wood versus Morgan Charrière, and it's a featherweight matchup. One of the best fights on this card in my opinion. Two guys that are still young, really experienced, and both former title holders in Cage Warriors, so they are well known from the locals. Wood is more measured than Charrière in his fighting approach. He's also used to go to the distance, so I expect Charrière to bring the fight to him and putting him on the back foot. Charrière is explosive, he's strong, he's fast, and he's been showing this in his 3 UFC fights, every time with a performance bonus. It will be a hard fight. Wood is a veteran, 4-1 in his last 5. He has beautiful technique, a great conditioning, but I would say he's less powerful than Charrière though. I think it will be back and forth in the striking department, and the Frenchman will definitely take more risks to try to get another spectacular win. I see him succeed and get that third UFC win via KO in the 3rd round. Second fight, Jordan Vucenic versus Chris Duncan, English versus Scottish at lightweight. I'm really hyped by that one. It's the 2nd UFC fight of Vucenic. He had a tough debut against Kutateladze, also on the card by the way, last August, losing via decision. So he will be willing to impress in front of a crowd that loves him. He's the former featherweight Cage Warriors champ. He's a complete fighter, but with a high level ground game, 6 wins by way of submissions, and I expect him to lean on it as much as possible and bring Duncan to the canvas. One of the 2 losses from the Scots is due to a rear naked choke, so he will be expecting it for sure, and will try to stand and bang with Vucenic. He's tough, he's powerful in the striking, he won't leave much margin for Vucenic to make mistakes, and he will definitely be aiming for the finish. If Vucenic resists the temptation to engage in a slugfest for the fans and uses his excellent grappling, I see him getting the sub. There is a huge mismatch in that area in my opinion, so I expect it to go that way. But let's not underestimate Duncan, especially after his last performance where he stopped Oki Bolaji. Then we have Molly McCann versus Alexia Thainara, veteran versus newcomer in the strawweight division. Thainara jumping on short notice, so let's see in what shape she comes in. She's young, she's 11-1, 6 wins by way of submissions, and brings a lot of energy inside the cage. That seems to be a trademark for the Rivas gym. I think the speed advantage goes to the Brazilian, but Molly Meatball definitely has the experience. 13 UFC fights, she fought tough opponents, she can grapple, she can strike. She's looking good since moving down to strawweight, and I expect her to come in sharp. I expect a lot of back and forth, both have a statement to make. I think Molly has more to lose though, so I see her taking less risks than Thainara, trying to use that experience she got to pull out a dominant win. I have it almost 50-50, but I will give an edge to Molly McCann. She always performs good in front of her crowd, she has more UFC experience, she had a full camp, and she's more complete. So decision win for Meatball Molly McCann. Next fight, Kevin Holland versus Gunnar Nelson. 2 veterans colliding at welterweight. I'm not really looking forward to that bout. I love Holland, but he's on a bad streak. He lost 4 of his last 5, is once again switching weight class, and I don't really know if he still wants to be there. Nelson didn't fight since March of 2023, so 2 years in activity. Don't really know in what kind of shape he is or what goals he has within the organization. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not expecting much from that one, and I would have even put it lower on the card. If Holland shows up with a better mindset than his last appearances, I see him winning. He's a good striker, really unorthodox, he has a great ground game, especially from the bottom, he's younger, and I think Nelson's cage rush will be a disadvantage. Not a lot more to say about it, so I'd say Holland by finish if he's in a good mindset. Then we have Jan Blachowicz versus Carlos Ulberg, co-main event, an exciting light heavyweight matchup. I'm really intrigued by this one. Blachowicz is the former champ versus an up-and-comer technical striker from New Zealand, Carlos Ulberg. We didn't see Blachowicz since his loss to Alex Pereira in July of 2023. He took care of some injuries and I think he was waiting for the good fight as well. So interesting to see his shape, but I'm not doubting his will. He keeps saying he wants back to the top and I believe it. He's a powerful striker, he has great calf kicks and hooks, and he's also able to bring the fight to the ground. I expect him to use his wrestling, to be honest. Ulberg is a really dangerous striker, he's getting more composed every time he enters the octagon. He definitely has the advantage on the feet in my opinion. He uses well his reach advantage, he has a lot of variety in his striking and has the power to put lights out for KOs inside the UFC. Ulberg is gonna want to keep it on the feet, push Blachowicz to make a mistake and capitalize on his openings. But Jan is a really smart fighter, he is able to recognize when he's in danger or where he has the advantage. I think he's underrated and will surprise a lot of people this Saturday. He will strike and will mix it up as well with his wrestling to pull out a dominant win via decision. And last but not least, Leon Edwards vs Sean Brady, main event and welterweight clash between two of the top 5 contenders. It was first supposed to be Edwards vs JDM for the number 1 contender spot, but De La Maddalena got called as a replacement for Shavkat and will face Belal for the title. Still, this one is also pretty good. First fight for Edwards since losing his title last July. He took his time to heal and come back sharper than ever. He's one of the most elite mixed martial artists at the moment in my opinion. He has everything: technical striking, power, conditioning, fight IQ, a strong will, and he filled the gap pretty nicely regarding the wrestling and grappling. And good for him because he will face an elite wrestler slash grappler, Sean Brady. Only one career loss against Belal, so pretty sure he'll do everything he can to avenge that loss, meaning that he'll have to go through Edwards first. His strengths are his amazing cardio, his ground and pound, and submission game. 5 wins by both submissions. He also became a pretty decent striker, even though I doubt it will be part of the game plan this weekend. I expect him to try to smother Edwards for 5 rounds, to leave him no space, and take advantage of any mistake the former champ might commit. I have a feeling regarding this matchup, a feeling that Edwards will shut up a lot of critics. I have 100% of his capacities, he'll use his formidable range management to keep Brady at bay, and when it will come to wrestling, I have no doubt he will surprise us. I see a really close fight, maybe Brady putting the first 2 rounds his way, Edwards taking the 3 last rounds by making the necessary adjustments and keeping it a striking contest as much as possible. So I give it to Leon Edwards by a decision. There are some other good fights in the prelims, to be honest. I'm looking forward to see Mick Parkin vs Tibura, Kavanagh vs Dos Santos, and I think Kutateladze vs Fernandes might be a banger to open the event. And we're done here. Pretty quick video, I know, but I wanted to give you the key points of this coming UFC, and I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, punch those like and subscribe buttons, it helps us a lot. Go hit the comments, go on Discord, Telegram, Instagram, whatever you're on. Join the discussion and come in with your thoughts and your picks for the coming matchups. Enjoy the fights, I'll see you next week.
When the bass hits your face, you be like